For over 2.5 centuries, across the vast expanse of the Chinese Empire, a military force unlike any other maintained order, defended borders, and shaped the destiny of hundreds of millions. They were known as the Green Standard Army, the largest standing military force in human history. The year was 1644. The Ming dynasty had fallen, and Manchu forces swept down from the northeast to establish the Qing dynasty. But conquest was only the beginning. How do you control a territory larger than Europe with a population that dwarfs your own? The Manchus faced an impossible task. They numbered perhaps 2 million, ruling over a Han Chinese population of over 100 million. Traditional occupation forces would never suffice. The solution was as pragmatic as it was revolutionary. Rather than disarm the defeated Ming forces, the Qing would absorb them, transforming former enemies into the backbone of their new military system. By 1661, the Green Standard Army had emerged, named for their distinctive green banners that distinguished them from the Manchu Eight Banners forces. What began as military necessity would evolve into an institution that defined Chinese governance for centuries. At its height, the Green Standard Army numbered over 600,000 soldiers, larger than the combined armies of Europe. But this was no conventional military force. The Green Standard Army was organized into 3 main branches: the Army of the Green Standard, responsible for provincial security, the river forces, controlling China's vital waterways, and the coastal forces, defending against maritime threats. Each province maintained its own Green Standard garrison, typically numbering between 10,000 to 30,000 troops. These weren't merely soldiers, they were administrators, police, firefighters, and disaster relief workers rolled into one. The system was deliberately designed to prevent rebellion. No single commander controlled more than a few thousand troops. Soldiers served far from their home provinces, ensuring loyalty to the empire rather than local warlords. The Qing learned from history. They remembered how regional commanders had toppled previous dynasties. The Green Standard Army was fragmented by design, effective in peacekeeping but incapable of unified revolt. For the average Chinese citizen, the Green Standard Army was the face of imperial authority. These soldiers weren't stationed in distant barracks, they lived among the people they protected. A typical day might include settling merchant disputes, inspecting granaries, maintaining roads, or responding to natural disasters. The line between soldier and civil servant was deliberately blurred. The Green Standard Army functioned as the nervous system of the empire. Every village disturbance, every flood, every bandit attack, all were reported up through military channels to the capital. Training emphasized discipline and loyalty over battlefield tactics. Soldiers learned to read and write, studied Confucian classics, and practiced archery, swordsmanship, and formation drilling. Military prowess was important, but cultural integration was crucial. These soldiers were expected to embody imperial values and serve as models of proper conduct. For 2 centuries, the Green Standard Army maintained the Pax Sinisa, the Chinese peace. But by the 19th century, new challenges emerged that exposed the system's fundamental weaknesses. The Opium Wars of the 1840s and 1850s revealed a harsh truth: the Green Standard Army, optimized for internal security, was obsolete against modern Western military technology. British forces equipped with rifled firearms and artillery could devastate Green Standard formations trained for traditional warfare. The army that had maintained order for centuries was suddenly inadequate. The Taiping Rebellion of 1850 to 1864 delivered the final blow. The Green Standard Army, designed to prevent large-scale uprisings, proved incapable of suppressing the most destructive civil war in human history. 20 million people died in the Taiping Rebellion. The Green Standard Army's fragmented command structure, its greatest strength, became its fatal weakness when facing a unified enemy. The Green Standard Army's failure forced China to confront modernity. New armies emerged: the ever-victorious army, the Hunan Army, regional forces that prioritized effectiveness over political safety. By 1895, the Green Standard Army had been largely disbanded, replaced by modernized forces. but its legacy lived on in ways both subtle and profound. The Green Standard Army established the template for civilian military integration that continues to influence Chinese governance today. The concept of the military as a tool for social stability, not just defense, remains central to Chinese political thought. Today's People's Armed Police, China's paramilitary force responsible for internal security, echoes the Green Standard Army's dual role as military force and civilian authority. Modern historians continue to debate the Green Standard Army's role in Chinese history. Was it an instrument of oppression or a force for stability? The Green Standard Army maintained peace across a territory larger than Europe for over 2 centuries. That's an unprecedented achievement in human history. But it came at the cost of military innovation and political flexibility. We must judge the Green Standard Army by the standards of its time. It provided stability, prevented warlordism, and maintained Chinese territorial integrity during a crucial period of world history. Across China today, subtle reminders of the Green Standard Army remain. Former garrison towns, ancient barracks, and weathered stone tablets marking forgotten battlefields tell the story of an institution that shaped a civilization. The Green Standard Army represents one of history's great experiments in governance, the attempt to maintain order through military means while preserving civilian society. Its successes and failures offer lessons that resonate far beyond China's borders. The Green Standard Army reminds us that military institutions are never just about warfare. They're about power, control, identity, and the eternal challenge of governing diverse populations across vast territories. For 250 years, soldiers in green uniforms walked the roads of China, maintaining an empire through presence rather than force, through integration rather than domination. They were the guardians of an empire, the keepers of a peace that ultimately could not be kept.
Thanks for watching.